Always does that. Hello everybody, and welcome to our artist interview series. So every single week we are interviewing another resin artist who is phenomenal, incredible, and has a really successful resin business. We want to use these to inspire everyone, to let you all know that, do you know what, no matter where you're starting, no matter where you are right now in your resin art journey, you can be successful in it in whatever shape or form that means to you, if you want to be. So I am joined today by fabulous Chrissy, who is actually one of our brand ambassadors as well. So Chrissy is working with us really closely on lots of exciting ventures, and I'm so glad to have you here today, Chrissy. So welcome to our Zoom. So Chrissy, can you just tell everyone what is your resin brand? What's it called?
So my business is called Stand Together UK, and basically it was really important to me to have like a name that meant something. So let me just turn my notifications off because I'll keep buzzing through. So basically I started my business when, like, I think 2 years ago now. We're at 2 years, which is insane. And I had to leave my job basically, and I was really poorly. I was in hospital. I kept having seizures and I was in hospital, and I found that when I was calligraphying and like lettering, it would steady my hands because I used to suffer from really bad shaky hands. And I found that when I did art, it really focused me and it really helped. And I just loved it. And from there, I started making cards for like friends and stuff. And somebody said to me, "Oh, you should sell these." And at first I was like, I'm not sure. And then I started to, and it hit off. And as I got better, I learned other things, and later on discovered resin, which is the best thing ever. But I wanted it to be more than just a business. I wanted it to be more than just selling a product for somebody. And what I learned through going through like a really tough time with my health was that the thing that got me through that was my amazing friends that like stood by me and encouraged me and helped me. And so I really found an importance of standing together. And so I wanted to not only create a brand that speaks that message, but also that actually makes a difference even in a tiny way. So each month I support different charities, and a percentage of all sales will go to different charities. Usually it's Epilepsy Society, but this year I'm donating everything to Miscarriage Association. So it's always like charities that are close to my heart, but it's only a small percentage of each sale. But you know, that adds up over time, and it's all about standing together in life. So yeah, that's where Stand Together UK was born and come from, really.
Oh my goodness, I absolutely love that. Like, I think if you speak to so many different people like we do on a daily basis, like there's so many inspiring stories of how it started, how it began, how your resin journeys, how your art, how your creative side began or came out of someone. Because I think we've all got a little bit of creativity inside of us. It's just what unlocks that. And I think your story is so inspiring, and I just absolutely love hearing it. And that, like, the story of how your brand name came together as well is so cool, because some people use their names in their brands, some people use totally something different, or a story or something that resonates with them. And I just love hearing how people have got their brand name. And I think Stand Together UK, like, when you share what is behind that and what made you call it that is so special. And I think after the year that we've all had in the world, I think we could all do with standing together. UK, worldwide, wherever you are. Couldn't you? I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. So you said that you kind of started creating again about 2 years ago, but how long have you been a resin specific artist for? And kind of, how did you properly get into that? How did you fall into it? How did it start?
So it was probably about 1.5 years ago, I would say, probably around about that time. And a friend actually showed me a YouTube video of somebody making a resin tray. I think that's how it all began. And it was definitely through some kind of YouTube video and someone showing me a video, and I was like, wow, that is insane. I need to try that. That looks amazing. So I came across craft resin, I tried it, and I absolutely fell in love straight away. And I think what I love so much about craft resin and working with resin is you can do anything with it, like anything. You can create a coaster, you can make a tray, you can make an ornament, you can make key rings, you can make jewelry. And it's like, I'm what I call a crazy artist. Once I get an idea in my head, I have to do it right now. So like I'll have an idea at like 11 o'clock at night and I'm like, okay, is it too late to do resin, or is it okay for me to run downstairs and do this? Because my brain is too crazy, so I have to just go and do it. And I think it's so good because like something that works for one person might not work for another, but your audience is huge. Like no matter how many resin artists out there, there's always going to be new things come in because it's so versatile. And that's why my main medium now is resin, and I just love it so much.
I love that. So it is amazing. Like I always have I'm not really creative as in I don't create resin myself. Well, I do a little bit, but I don't create like you, like a full-time resin artist, but my head does still go blah, 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 in the evenings. I think when we all take that time to breathe and relax, it gives our minds that space for stuff to pop into it. So I always have a pad next to my bed so that I can literally go write it down and then it's there, it's off. Because I think one of the things that keeps me awake the most is thinking that I'll forget it in the morning.
Yeah.
And that's what makes you get up and do it, because you're like, what if I forget this? What if I forget to do it like that or add that or that? So you either have to get up or do it or write it down. So like keep a pad next to your pen. And I think we've all got that inside of us. Again, there's always that little thing that's like, oh, you have that idea in the evening, you have that. So yeah, I love that. Like your partner must be like, Chrissy, sit down.
Literally all the time.
You're sleeping. I love that. So you've said that you're kind of a crazy artist and you do like lots of different things, but do you have like a specific resin angle, or like what's your favorite thing to make? What's your like signature pieces, if you have any signature pieces?
I do create a lot of different things because I like to try and like, what I like to do with resin is try and create things that I'm not seeing. So like I can be out anywhere, like literally anywhere, and I'll be like, okay, what can I stick in resin? Like what would work in resin? What can I experiment with resin? And like little garden ornaments or things like that, and how can I make that work, you know, when you have to think about heat and sun and all that, and it's like, how can I make that look really cool, or what can I add to like I did a piece that was like 3 rabbits and it looked really cute, and it was like an empty little pool, and I was like, okay, that needs resin. So I always try and like think of things that you don't necessarily always see. I can't say that I have a favorite piece because I do love creating loads of different types of things. I think I'm loving putting lights in resin at the minute because I just think they're so pretty. And on the craft resin Facebook group, I see so many people creating beautiful pyramids and beautiful words with lights in, and it's so inspiring, and I just love it because I think lights, because with resin it looks beautiful on its own, you add a light to it and it brings out all those colors, it brings out all those, like anything you stick in there, it's amazing. So if you're a resin artist and you've not tried putting lights in, definitely give it a go because it's loads of fun.
Yeah, and you know what, then you can enjoy it in the day and in the evening.
Yeah,
because when the lights go out, normally you can't see it, but actually if you've got the lights in it, it has that whole different element to it. Like it is beautiful. Right, everyone, let me show you Chrissy's Instagram page so you can get a kind of an idea about all of the things that she creates. Now, what I love about Chrissy's Instagram as well, she's got a great mix of everything. Like it's not just images, not just resin images, but you've got videos in there on molding. You've got videos in there, inspirational videos. You've got videos showing your face. You've got like text quotes and things saying that you're making a difference and explaining the charity aspect to it. Like I think what's great about your profile is it's very human. So people will buy from people buy from people that they know, like and trust. So having your face on there, having you on there is such a powerful tool with having a business, with getting out there, because people know the person behind it, and that just makes people connect straight away. So I absolutely love that. But also the resin pieces that you make, I mean, are absolutely incredible. And here's some of the lights. I mean, look at the different aspect that then creates for your piece when you do add the lights into that. I think it's incredible. And again, your like story, what you're creating, a bit of a mix in there. So again, people are really getting to know who is behind Stand Together UK. What is the logo all about? What is the brand all about? What do you stand for? Like, I think it's really, really powerful to showcase that, not just what you create. What you create is big. That's what people are going to buy, but they need to know you and they need to believe in you if they're going to trust you with a customized order, with something. So yeah, I just absolutely love it. I mean, go and have a little look at that. I've put all of Chrissy's details below this video. So definitely go and check out Chrissy's Instagram page, because it is amazing. If you want resin inspiration, that's a new word I've just made up. If you want resin inspiration, go and check out Chrissy. And I'm going to copyright that as well. So how long ago then did you turn the resin side of it into a business? Because I guess, so did you have a creative business already and then you integrated resin into it? Or did you start the business side of it when you started the resin art? How did that work?
I started selling cards very early on while I was still in hospital. And I would say it was really slow. It didn't happen for me overnight. Hats off to you if it happens to you overnight, but it doesn't always work that way. And then as I got better, I got more confident in putting myself out there and really growing Instagram. I then got into wood burning, and that sold really well over Christmas. And then it was then that I found resin, and it's like suddenly everything else was fading into the background. I still love those things. I still do my paintings. I still do other things. But because resin's so versatile, my resin desk is insane right now, let me tell you. And so, yeah, I kind of integrated resin into my business. And honestly, when I started putting the resin things on, that's when everything really started to take off. And I tend to do things, instead of creating a piece and then selling it, what I usually do is I'll create a piece and then I'll do it as a made to order. So I'll put on the listing, this is made to order. It might not look exactly like this, but this is the style I'm going for, which is also great as well, because it means every single piece is unique, which I think is a great selling point with resin. People tend to love that. But yeah, so I guess it was like integrated into my business, but it's what made my business as well. So I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, isn't it? I mean, you can start completely from scratch and build it up, or you can integrate it into something else as well. And I love that about it. I think it is so versatile. And I think as you go along, you can find a niche, you can find what you like better. As you go along, you'll find people actually come to you for certain things over other certain things, and you can find your way that way. So it's just about jumping in, isn't it, with it and doing it. What I also think with it's just crazy, isn't it? You never know how it's going to turn out, how it's going to lead, what is going to actually be created out of it. And I mean, your Instagram is incredible and amazing, but I think people do look at people who are successful or have all of this already, and sometimes it can put us off because we're not where we want to be right now. But it takes time, it takes effort, it takes energy. You can't just be an overnight success. It doesn't happen to anyone, really. If someone is successful quite quick in a certain area of something, it means that they have done work in other areas behind the scene that you have not even seen, that has meant that they have been a success in that area. Every single person takes time to get to where they are today. You're not just born and you walk straight away. And you've got to take the first steps and you've got to do it. So it's exactly the same with resin art. I do think it is really popular at the moment, and I think that will continue to grow because, like you say, it is so versatile. It is handmade. It is unique to the person's needs, but it's also unique in how it comes out each and every time. And I think the other thing that you said about giving the caveat to your pieces, saying that these are made to order. So although it will be similar, the patterns won't be in exactly the same area. It won't be a carbon copy of that, because no resin is. I think as long as you tell people that and they know that and they expect that, then what they get through, it's actually quite exciting when you order resin, because you don't quite know exactly how it's going to look. And that's really nice, because when your customer gets that through, like they are literally seeing that for the first time, because there's no other one like it. And that is a really special thing to offer people. And actually now we will be gearing up to Christmas. Sorry to drop that bomb right now, but people are going to start thinking about gifts, and it's all handmade. It takes time. So people are going to be starting gearing up to that as well. So be thinking about what you could create, what you can offer people that is unique and special for that special time of year as well. So that's so cool. So what inspires your creations then? Like how have you developed your personal style over time? And how does it flourish like that? Is it literally just lightning bolts of ideas?
I do get like random ideas all the time. I think as well, it's staying in tune with things that are popular, like colors that sell like really well. For instance, neutrals sell really well, greys sell really well. So it's about getting in touch with the type of customer that you want to reach. So like, and what, like picture what, like say if I've got a trinket dish like this one right here, happens to be in front of me right now, then you think, okay, so how am I going to sell this to a customer? What does it need to look like? And when you're photographing as well, I feel like I'm going off topic now, but photographing as well, it's all about like, how can I capture this in a way that people can see it in their own home? And so I think for me, when I'm creating resin pieces, I'm always like, okay, like where is there a need? What would people like? And also, like, don't be afraid to try new things. Like some of my best pieces are pieces that I never planned on making. I've used with leftover resin and then somebody else has liked. And then because I've seen that that's done well, I've then recreated it again and again and again. And I think sometimes just don't be afraid to experiment and put something out there. And I guess that's how my style kind of works, really. It's all experimental and then like seeing what works and what doesn't. And then, you know, there's been some pieces that I've thought, okay, I love this. And then it's not sold. And like, don't get disheartened when that happens, because the beauty of art is that something you love, somebody might not, something that you are quite critical of and you don't like, somebody else might absolutely fall in love with it. So it's just about putting different things out there and like keep going through that, really, I think.
Yeah, and monitoring it to see what does and doesn't over time.
Yeah,
exactly. And like you say, it's not a personal attack, it's not a personal thing. Like you are creating something with a look. Different people like different looks, different people have different things in their houses, different styles, different colors, different shapes, different, so there are different people out there, so it's nothing personal. The other thing that you were talking about at the beginning there is like your target audience. So actually, if you are selling resin, if you have a resin business, do you know your target audience? Do you know who you want to attract and sell to? Like create almost like this avatar of them, like write down, like what do they like? What colors do they like? Where do they hang out? What things do they do? How old are they? And stuff like that. Because actually that not only helps you to create what you're going to create, it helps you to create your content then for social media, but it also helps to search for the people that might actually buy your resin. Because again, there's so many different people out in the world that you don't need to sell to everybody. You need to sell to your people. You need to sell to the people that you are going to love, like, and buy your resin items. So they're the ones you want to be focusing on. So it's getting really clear on who they are so that you can find them and attract them to you. I think that's really important as well. And I think when you're creating and you're in the depths of it, like some of this stuff gets lost because you are trying to keep up with orders, you're trying to post off, you're trying to sell, you're trying to think of what to make next, and have a little think about who you are, who you're there for, who you're serving. Exactly. So what are you most excited about now then? Like, what does the future look like for Stand Together UK and for Chrissy?
Well, obviously I'm excited to keep making new pieces, but also we have courses coming out really, really soon with craft resin, which I'm so excited about. Because I feel like now I've been doing resin for a while, I've made so many mistakes, it's unbelievable. I've learned a lot along the way. And if I can help somebody fast track their way through that so that they can get to the fun bit where you're making pieces successfully, if I can help somebody get there quicker, I really want to do that. Because like as an artist, like I don't think we should compare ourselves. You know, if we can help each other and help each other grow, it doesn't take away from you at all. Like lifting each other up, it doesn't take away from yourself. So like I would absolutely love to continue to be able to like pass on anything that I can and like be able to like help people in any way. And I'm excited to be able to bring out more courses in the future as well. So I guess like that's a bit of a different direction that I'm going in right now, and I'm really excited for those to launch and be able to bring out some more as well.
Again, there are billions of people in the world. Not everyone creates resin. Not everyone will pick up resin and start resin. Not everyone will do that. So you will still have enough people, even if you and your best friend say did it in the same town, like you'll still have different connections, you'll still have different reach on social media, you'll still attract different people to you and your resin work. There is space at the table for absolutely everyone. So actually collaborations are where it's at, because like I've seen the power of that with you, Chrissy, working with say Alex and doing like lives with Alex. Alex is another resin artist. He's been on here actually on YouTube. Search him. He's done another interview with us. Like, so actually collaborating with each other. You're not competition. You create different things. You're actually inspiration for each other. You can be there for each other then when times get tough, because times will get tough. And you can have that little moan with someone who's in it together with you. You can build together because your reach will then kind of get more people. So yeah, absolutely, like collaborate, work together. It's not a competition out there. Like, there is space at the table for everyone that wants to create resin art, and there is something for everyone to create as well. So just go for it and jump in and have fun and build it together, definitely. So to end then, what's kind of one piece of advice that you'd like to impart on anyone starting their own resin art or resin art business?
I would say don't be afraid to experiment. Like, before, I think when I first came across resin, I was so nervous. I was like, I don't know how much mica powder to put in. I don't know how much alcohol to put in. Like, is this going to go wrong? Like, is this going to make it look stupid? And actually, when you fully just get stuck in and you just, as an artist, do the fun bit, and just the best pieces always come when you just let go of the narrative you have in your head of, this isn't going to be good enough, this is going to be rubbish, oh no, what's this? If it goes wrong, it goes wrong, and you do it better next time. So I would just say, just don't be afraid to get stuck in. If you have an idea, go for it, try it. You might have the next big thing. So yeah, just go for it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know if your mistake, if your experiment could be the next best big thing. Like, I love that. That's so inspirational. And that's the way you've got to look at it every time you pick up the resin. Not like, oh, fear, worry.
Yeah.
Like, of course it might go wrong if you're scared and worried and blah, blah, blah. You're kind of attracting that to you. But if you go in like, I'm going to have fun with this, I'm going to experiment with this. Oh, this is going to be really cool. This is going to turn out amazing. Like, it brings a new energy to it, and you get more back from it as well when you do that. So yeah, I absolutely love that. So thank you so much, Chrissy, for today, for jumping on with us. Thank you so much for sharing your story and for just sharing all the inspiration that you bring to the world as well. You really are so inspiring. So thank you so much for that. I know that everyone watching this will be like, oh, I want to pick up that, I want to do that, I want to try that, because you've given that encouragement to do that. So thank you so much for that, everyone. And again, Chrissy's details are all below this video, so have a little look if you want to follow her, or go and check out her page, get inspiration, soak it all in, soak it all up. There's a lot of inspiration on there. So thank you so much for joining us, everyone. And Chrissy, thank you so much as well. You are a joy to work with. Love working with you. Anyway, have a great day, everyone. Bye.